Hello there, I'm Dylan here. Today I have two Dell Optiplex 710, but one's a mid-tower or MT and one's a desktop tower or DT. So let's do a video comparison, shall we? So they have the same aesthetic design theme going on. So here is where Windows 7 sticker will go. There is like a ridge, to help with alignment on both systems. Both of them have Core i5 3570 Ivy Bridge processors, but one has 12GB of RAM, one has 6GB of RAM, and yeah. So here we can see one of the most obvious differences that this only has one 5¼ inch bay. This has a two 5¼ inch bays, and the second one in particular is populated with an adapter to convert it down to 3½ inch, where you can put like a memory card or a floppy drive. But I don't think this could be support floppy drives. One thing a bit funnily I find is that the front panel connectors, they're actually different. They could easily take the one from the mid tower and just flip it 90 degrees and put it on the desktop tower, but no, they're different. You can tell they're different because of the spacing between the headphone jacks and the 4 USB ports, 2 of which are 3.0 speeds and 2 of which 2.0. Same goes for here, 2 2.0, 2 3.0 audio jacks. The power button are also different. It could be a different manufacturing times, because this one has a very clicky button, this one has a very springy button, like you can feel the spring, or it could just be worn out more, but this one has a different feeling. At the top, this one has a bit of a indent to put stuff on top, while this does not have an indent. Now this computer does not have a Windows activated product key, but otherwise it would go here because there are indents for alignment. Same goes for here. There is a service tag on both of the top. No rubber feet on the sides as expected, because this one you wouldn't put on the side, but here there are 4 rubber feet on the side. Both of them have a toolless mechanism to open the side panel. This one has perforations on the side. Flipping over to the bottom, both of them have indents and they both have 4 rubber feet. This mid tower has a lot more visible rivets in place, and this is upside down, so hold on. So we got the standard FCC regulations and patent information and whatnot. This is the desktop tower, and this is the mid tower. Going over to the back of the computers, we can see similar but different. So the mid tower has full height expansion capabilities. The desktop tower only has half height. They both have 4 expansion slots. They both have exactly the same input and output. You can tell this computer originally came with Windows 8, judging by the sticker, and hence why it probably didn't come with a product activation sticker. So yeah, and back to input and output, you got VGA, serial, audio in and out, 6 USB ports, 4 all of which are 2.0 and 2 3.0 speeds, dual display port, and PS2. The mid tower has a exhaust fan here, rubber grommets to put in to secure in place, while this has no fans. The power supply is also smaller and proprietary on the desktop tower, but they both have the activity light and self-test power feature. This one has a screw there. I thought it fell into the power supply, but no, it's just to secure the power supply together. This one, same thing, power activity light as well as the self-test feature, and another fan that's visible here. So here is a comparison of the side panel. So they're not interchangeable because of the placement of the toolless mechanism, and you can see the perforation is different between two. Here it's just a tiny little perforation which lines up with the expansion slots, while on this computer the perforations lines up with the expansion slot and CPU heatsink. And you can put the side panels inside. In fact, I can just show you to you, and they're not intercompatible. So if I put the mid tower panel on the desktop tower, it doesn't even fit for starters. The notches doesn't line up, and it's actually slightly longer, surprisingly. And if I put the desktop tower on the mid tower, again the notches does not line up. The notches are greatly of different sizes. So yeah, Dell really did engineer to make sure that, you know, we are not swapping side panels like so easily. So here's a comparison. So here's a comparison of the internals. On the mid tower, there's quite a lot of wasted space here, which I felt like could be easily mitigated if they just, for example, took this 5¼ inch base, push it nearer towards the power supply, and then flip this 90 degrees, or perhaps one here and another one here, because there's quite a lot of wasted space here. In contrast, on this desktop tower, there is a bit of wasted space here, but it's less wasted space. I do want to mention that the motherboards, to my naked eye, do look identical in terms of placement of everything: the expansion slot, the CMOS battery, the jumpers, and whatnot. So for example, here we have this is the sensor for the side panel, not equipped into this computer. I would presume it goes here, plugs into here. Can I verify that these two motherboards are identical? Well, let's try to find a part number, for example. So we have a part number right here. And does it match the part number here? Inconclusive is the answer, because they seem to have different revision numbers as well. So, but they really do look identical in terms of the motherboard. So on the mid tower, the power supply is at the top, and you've got the 24 pin that goes there, and the 4 pin is really short that goes down there. In contrast, on this computer, the 4 pin is there, but the power supply is here. So the 24 pin is like normal length, identical length to here, but the 4 pin is really long, as you guys to go from all the way here, underneath everything here, and go all the way to the top. So 4 RAM channels labeled in terms of which you populate first. Same goes for here. Same 4 SATA ports, 2 SATA, 6 gigabits, 2 SATA, 2 3 gigabit ports. Same here. However, okay. But on the desktop tower, on desktop tower, there is one of the SATA ports have actually been they're not sorted. So maybe they're different boards. Yeah, there may be, I know, they may be exactly the same, just that they have, like, you know, this may have less components soldered onto it, for example. So here we have two 5 1/4, 2 and 3.5 inch base, toolless base. They just slide in and out, and two 5 1/4 inch base, as we mentioned earlier. This is the power supply of the mid tower. It's a 275 watt unit, while on the desktop tower, we have just a 250 watt power supply. And so in this application, we have to pull. Okay, here is a toolless bay to release the 5 1/4 inch base. Similar thing here. So pull this up, and then you can push this forward. And when you push that forward, you will reveal that there is wasted space underneath. The hard drive is much easier to access, so you just have to push this up and pull this up. And again, you find wasted space underneath, but you also find a fan that's positioned here. So this fan plugs into the header where next to the 4 pin, which on the mini tower is next to the 4 pin, is for the case exhaust fan. I'm actually surprised they had to put a fan next to the hard drive. I think it's a bit unnecessary and they could have just not given us a fan at all. But you know, it's nice to have a fan there, and again, it's positioned in rubber grounded, so it's going to isolate the vibrations away from everything. Compared to that is a video comparison of the Dell Optiplex 710 mid tower versus desktop tower. The fan for the power supply in the for the desktop tower is here, while the mid tower it's at the back in a more traditional position. Thank you very much for watching.